Hey guys, welcome back to a midweek edition of the Banter Bets and BPL podcast. The games are coming thick and fast, and we're here to cover them for you. We got the three usuals, Brother Keegs, who's about to trot out a brand new strategy. He's done some reflecting, some soul searching. We're going to hear about that. We got Coach Cam, another tough one for Coach Cam. We're going to hear about what he's doing too to try and break out of that slump. We got Sandy on. Positive week for Sandy. He's actually moved up in the table. He's moved up into third place, a ghastly goal difference, but we won't talk about that. He's up into third. And we got recurring guest, friend of the pod, Cody Appel. Let's go into to Cody first. Cody, welcome back to the pod. We last saw you when you got cut from the team after a tough trial. You were looking good at the start, and then Coach Cam caught you. Thanks for coming back on.
Thanks for having me. Glad to be back. Let's turn it around. I'm currently 0 for 3 on positive weeks, so let's turn that around and get into the positives.
Well, hey, it's all right. Since we cut you and let Cam be on the team, you guys have won the same amount of bets on this podcast. So,
God, Cam.
So, Coach Cam, with that, we're going to go live to you and. You've been doing some finishing drills after training. You've been putting in the work. You've been walking around the parking garage right here. So
I have
been thinking about betting on those long walks around the parking garage.
It's so a couple of things here. So the first thing is the fact that I wanted to apologize to any and all of my fans, because I do have some diehard fans, as we all know. And if you have been following me diehard, you've been losing a lot of money in the past couple of weeks. But every player, every new signing is going to have their ups and downs, and I've just started off with the downs on my long walks. I've thought of a new method to my betting, and I'm feeling pretty confident with it. I did some soul searching, if you will, and found my betting soul, and I'm ready to let it out and to show my fans and the other viewers how to make money.
All right. Can't wait to get into it. Who's the diehard again? Jacob? Was it Jacob? What was his name?
Jacob Logie.
Jacob Logie.
Yeah. Well, still waiting for Jacob to reach out. But Cam, I'm excited to hear about your new strategy here. Sandy,
Jacob was a one-hit wonder.
Week.
Yeah, he's not my fan anymore after losing him $90.
Yeah. Cam's fortunate that we're a highly successful podcast. We ditch out guaranteed contracts, or else you'd been cut a few weeks ago. This was the NFL. Would have been see you later.
I was great in the championship, but now I'm not doing well.
I mean,
Cam's the Dwight Gale. He was doing great in the championship, but couldn't cut it in the Premier League.
Even more so at Tammy Abraham. Zinger for all those Chelsea fans.
With Cody on the podcast too, man. That's tough.
I don't think Cody's a staunch Tammy Abraham defender, though, unlike some other guys that we travel with.
Unlike
Perjuru.
But yeah, I appreciate you throwing it over to me, and I'm pretty happy being the positive. I nailed my parlay, kind of backed into that one. Chelsea just completely fluked it out, but I'll take it. A win's a win. Did not deserve it. But yeah, I mean, that was like a $35 win there, and I lost most of my bets, but just got that kind of luck in that parlay, and then we got a positive week. That's all it takes.
Yep, there you go, Brother Keegs. Negative week, but we've got a new motto, a new lease on life. Perhaps did you do some soul searching as well, and you found your betting soul, as Coach Cam has?
Well, not really. I just figured that been pretty unsuccessful lately, and it's time to stop betting with my heart and start betting with my brain, and more importantly, other people's brains. Smarter people's brains is what I'm going to try and start betting with. And we're just going to take a look at some expected goals models and handicap the games based on the numbers that I like. So hopefully we hit some bets and see how it goes.
Yeah, so there you go, listeners. For you guys out there, we when we let you down, we're in that gym getting reps. Brother Keegs is looking up stats. Coach Cam's going for walks. They're switching up their strategy. They got the shooting coaches in there, altering the mechanics. We're not just resting on our laurels. We're doing the dirty work to to improve every single day. So love to see it from the lads, getting an extra work after training and just improving. And I guess we'll see how it goes, right, boys?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Things are going poorly for me. I was more of a advocate of just shooting through the slump, and kind of worked out for me. Turn things around a little bit.
Yeah, all the way up to third. I might have to redo the point system for next year because we got you can lose like a big week and you only lose 3 points, and then you can lose like a little bit each week and you lose a lot more, like Coach Cam's done here.
Yes.
Well, I'm being punished for being a gunslinger. That's really it.
Yeah. Either way, we are going to move on. We got a short little midweek. It's basically a half of a week of games. We got 5 games here, and we're starting off with the Battle of the Wests. West Ham, West Brom. You know, boys, I loved West Brom on Saturday morning, and Bill put the jinx on them, said it was going to be a boring game, but it was a great game. 3-2, couple of penalties. Cody Appel, you've got Callum Robinson on your fantasy team. I'm sure you were happy to see him win a couple pens. Does he win a couple more here? West Brom still heavy away underdogs. What do you think?
I'm definitely riding with West Brom this week. I got them in one of my bets.
Riding with West Brom. Care to share why?
You can't trust West Ham ever, and West Brom's hot after last week, so ride the hot hand.
Sandy, when's the last time you saw West Ham with a number like 1.57 close to beside their name?
Yeah, I have no idea. It's got to be a few years there. I don't know, man.
Would this qualify as a disrespectful line, one of a classic disrespectful line, or is this West Ham's been rolling? They did the business at home against Burnley. Do they do the business at home against West Brom as well?
I mean, I like calling it a disrespectful line as much as anyone, but I think West Brom is being appropriately disrespected here.
You're not on the Big Sam revival train.
I'm not buying into it yet. A couple pens last weekend. You know, we know that can't be maintained, and I think West Ham is just pretty good team. They deserve some credit.
Tell me you're joining me on the Big Sam revival train, or are you you're out as well? Brother Keegs?
Oh, that was, wasn't sure who you called upon there, but no, I just think West Ham's a better team here, and I think I might be looking at betting the team rather than the line. The line isn't great, but I just think West Ham are a better team. Antonio's back, scored last week, so I think I'm going to roll with Antonio here.
Yeah, we'd love to see Antonio back, making a nuisance of himself in the box. Coach Cam, have you seen what did you make of Antonio's celebration? I think he was doing the backstroke or something on the grass. Did you see that one?
Yeah. Antonio is one of my favorite goal celebrationists because every one of his celebrations is always amazing. And it kind of brought a little bit of warmth in my heart because to see him come back, his first game back, and to see him score and to be so passionate and happy about it is great. I love to see that. So yeah, I also am going to be riding Antonio this week, I think, and I think he's going to take West Ham past West Brom.
Coach Cam, you're a scorer of many goals in your day. Describe to us your best or most unique goal celebration.
This was so the year that we won when we were under 14. So this is 2012 Ontario Cup. Our very first game was brought to pens, and it was 1-1. It was brought to pens. And I had the luxury of, after Mitchell Mackett stopped the penalty, I had the game-winning penalty, the 5th penalty, and I ended up scoring it to take us through to the following round. And I don't know why, but at that time, I think that was FIFA 12 or FIFA 13, my favorite celebration doing that, it was left trigger, and then you double tap the left analog stick to the left, and it was like this walking kind of bird, like I don't even know what it was. You brought your arms up and you kind of walked like a bird. So
you did the prancing bird?
I did the prancing bird after we scored the game-winning pen, in our first game. of Ontario Cup after winning.
And even
Dwayne De Rosario.
yeah,
I think that was my craziest. Other than that, it would be when we were the year before that in USA Cup. Your dad, Bill Lesnar, was coaching, and he said that you have to celebrate after every goal. And it was after a huge rainfall, and he said, after you guys score, you should go to the pond and pretend you're fishermen. And so Anthony Valente scored in all four of us. When me, Anthony, Matt, and I think it was Nick Geppetta actually all went over and started fishing in the pond behind the net after we scored. So that one it's super memorable only because at the end of the game, Matt Palicki's dad came over and yelled at the entire team about disrespecting opponents and not having class after scoring. And your dad was apologizing. It was a pretty funny scene. But I think in terms of just individual celebration, I did the prancing bird after scoring a game-winning pen.
there you go. Yeah. Hopefully you didn't get an earful for that celebration.
Yeah, jeez.
Prancing bird. All right, moving on. We do have our token Chelsea fan, maybe not our token Chelsea fan, a Chelsea fan on this podcast. Cody, I gotta say, you guys were almost 100% gonna lose that game to Fulham until we had newest member of the Stupid 11, Anthony Robinson, take a red card. Cody, or what do you think? You guys would have lost that game, right? Are we all in agreement here?
Yeah, it wasn't looking good. Anthony Robinson was actually looking like the most dangerous player out there before he did something stupid. Made a couple dashes down the left flank. Chelsea were getting dominated. Holy man, Chelsea games recently have been the most frustrating thing I've ever watched. But luckily, we got bailed out by a Mason Mount masterclass. So
Mount masterclass, triple M, alliteration
hopefully
on
that
display.
hopefully that happens again.
Mm-hmm. A Mason Mount masterclass on the Banter Bets and BPL podcast. Sandy, I asked you about the last line. I didn't really understand that one, how West Ham could be favored so much. Please explain to me why Chelsea is favored in this game. A Chelsea that's in horrible form against a Leicester team who's looked pretty good this season.
Yeah, so it makes no sense to me either. So I'll be jumping on Leicester for sure. I mean, anyone who's watched Chelsea of late just knows they're just a dysfunctional mess. They can't figure out. They're like the fan base is turned on the manager. They never know who they want to play. Everyone's complaining about the team selection. I imagine there's just insane dissension within the locker room. So I don't see how you can back this team right now.
Yeah, I have to agree. Keegan, when I mentioned the Stupid 11 edition there, I saw your face light up. Do you have any words for Anthony Robinson and any thoughts as to what was going through his head on that one?
Well, he's an idiot American, so that might explain some of it. But
American Idiot, they did write a song about. Maybe it was about him.
Could be predicting the future a little bit there, but I think on behalf of every person that isn't a Chelsea fan, I'd just like to say to him that we're disappointed in you. We're disappointed in your actions, and we hope you learn from it. I don't know why you're lunging into a tackle like that in the other team's end in the position that they were in. Didn't really make sense. Like, even if he won the ball, he's just giving it away from a throw-in, and then their possession moves over a foot to a throw-in from having the ball there. So it just seemed like a very dim-witted play. He was definitely on his dimmest.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely at his dimmest. Coach Cam, I'm going to put you on the spot here. Chelsea's finishing position this season, over or under 5.5? Do they finish top 5 or no?
For all the Chelsea fans that are listening, are going to be listening, and may or may not be on the podcast as we speak, I'm going to have to say over 5.5.
As in worse? Sorry,
as in worse, like 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, yeah.
All the way down to 9th, eh?
Well, that's an example, but I think they're not going to be 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, or 1st. I think they're going to be on the other side of that. So over 5.5.
That checks out. Perfect. Cody, do you have a response to that? You think you guys can still salvage the season?
I think we can turn it around, but there's a lot of competition in the top 4. Like this year, like United, City, Leicester, Liverpool, Spurs, they're all contenders for the top 4. So personally, I'm praying for it, but I don't know. We'll have to see.
Who finishes higher this season, Chelsea or Leicester? If you had to put money on it right now, Chelsea or Leicester, who finishes higher, Keegan?
Yeah, that's a really good question. As much as I would like to say Leicester, I think Chelsea have a chance if, they fire their manager. They still have a lot of quality players in their team. So I think it's a matter of time before they kind of regress back to the mean a little bit. So I'd say Leicester as an anti-Chelsea person, but I can't say that with 100% confidence.
Yeah, and we did see Leicester fall off big time in the second half last year, so that definitely has a possibility of happening again with them still in Europe. Chelsea still in Europe too for the time being. Cody, who do you guys play? Atletico Madrid?
Yes, sir.
The runaway leaders in La Liga. Do you guys think you can win that?
I don't know. I hope so.
You hope so. I hope
you can never be too confident with Chelsea these days.
All right, so you can never be too
Liam.
confident.
Sorry,
I don't
Liam.
think anyone. Oh, sorry. I don't think anyone was asking you to be confident in Chelsea. I think we were just asking you if they have a chance of winning.
There's always a chance.
Okay, answer.
You have something to add there?
Yeah, sorry. I was going to add when you gave me the over-under. I was just thinking about it now. I'm going to put an asterisk by that. And the asterisk will mean if they do not fire Frank Lampard. If they sack Frank Lampard, I think they're going to have an opportunity to move into the top 5.
You think he's that much of a problem, eh?
I think that from the little knowledge I know about Chelsea and how they play and how much I've heard Cody, Chris, and Marco talk about the problem, I think that he has to be held accountable. So that's what I'm gonna stick with my asterisks.
Cody, what percentage of blame do you attribute to Lampard?
I don't know. That's a tough question. 50%. He puts the squad out there. He makes the tactics. He does everything, and then he sends the players out there, and they still have to perform to their best, and they haven't been doing that. So can't put all the blame on him. But there's definitely a big percentage on him though, and a lot of specifically Marco is ripping into him and wants to see him go now. So I have a bet with Keegan on who gets sacked first between Lampard and Ole. So I don't know. I think Lampard can turn it around. He just I don't know. It's biased.
Ole posting in.
Ole Jokinen.
All right. Yeah, I don't know. I think you're losing that bet for sure. I got to say, Cody. I think Lampard's dates are numbered.
Been up and down, Liam. You don't even understand how many times Keegan has been hanging on by a thread.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Is that the general consensus right now that Lampard's gonzo, or is that just the very small circle of emotionally rational Chelsea fans that I associate myself with? Or is that just general consensus that Lampard's got to be gone?
The emotionally irrationalist one was the one who's been driving that bus. But,
I recall him saying to me today actually that if we lose against Leicester, Frank is leaving. That's what he said. So
I'd have to agree.
I guess we'll see tomorrow
as well.
There you go.
Yep. All right. I don't know. Interesting how last year it was the narrative from the Chelsea fans was, we just don't have any signings. This is the manager to take us forward. Just wait till Frank can sign players. Just wait till he can sign players. This year, it's the manager's fault. We need a new manager for these players to be good. Always something from the Chelsea fans. Always something. All right. Let's hop, skip, and a jump along to Wednesday. We got Man City, Aston Villa. Aston Villa is a bit of a giant killer. Coach Cam is our Man City fan. You must be scared a bit here. Aston Villa haven't played in forever. They're going to be fresh. They're going to be chomping at the bit. What do you think? I think this is Man City 1.22. I don't see too much value there.
No, I'm actually with you on that. I'm sticking away from parlaying Manchester City into any sort of parlay because of how low the number is. No, not really that much value. And you're right. I'm a little bit nervous. The only thing that it's giving me a little more confidence as a City fan going into this game is the fact that Aston Villa hasn't played in such a long time. The last game that their team has played was the cup game where they sent out their academy team against Liverpool. Manchester City's players are in form, and taking a little bit of break sometimes can be good, but against an informed team could also be costly if you're coming out. You make one or two mistakes because you haven't played or been in that scenario in the past couple of weeks could be costly, especially against City. So
That's true.
I'm nervous, but I'm not that nervous.
Mm-hmm.
The rest or rust debate, the best debate in sports. I'm going rest here. Villa's gonna come out rested.
Classic. All right, Sandy. Do you think that Jack Grealish walks into the Man City team? Is he an automatic starter? Is he that level of good yet? Or what do you think?
I'd like to think so. He's one of those interesting players where he obviously dominates where he's kind of the man, but you never know how that translates to a big team and when there's other superstars floating around. But I don't know. You like to think that just a guy with that kind of game-changing ability can make it happen anywhere.
Yeah.
It's not like City's got a perfect 11, so I think you find a spot for him.
Yeah, I think he'd be great on Man City. They have the ball the whole game. He thrives with the ball. I think he should be. I think he would be an excellent signing for Manchester City and any team really in the Prem. I think he walks into any team. Brother Keegs, John Stones been on fire this season. Is he an absolute lock to start for England at the Euros if healthy?
Yeah, for sure. I'd say he is, and I mean, I think there's a decent chance that he'd be starting even without the form. I mean, who do we got taking his spot? I mean, Maguire's probably going to be starting. Probably three center backs. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you guys think? Who are the starters? Who are the England center back starters? Maguire and Stones, you think for sure?
Yeah, and then maybe like a Walker center back. I know they've done that in the past.
I think I would like.
Who am I missing? You could see Tarkowski maybe if he gets his if he gets a decent run in.
The usual cast. You got your Mings, your Tarkowski,
your Mings.
Cody.
Yeah, is what I was going to say.
Yeah, Connor Cody's there.
Mm-hmm. I think I have to go with Kyle Walker to offset Maguire's lack of pace. Put Maguire in the middle of that three.
Yeah.
All right. I think. I don't know. I think this one's a little bit more even than the line suggests. And remember, Aston Villa, we take them out of the box, not when they're favorites. We take them out of the box when they're underdogs. And I think this might be a good spot for them to shock the world potentially. All right, moving along. Fulham, Manchester United. Oh, brother Keegs, we said Liverpool, Manchester United, 0-0 written all over it. Why didn't we bet on it?
Like I told you, I guess we just hate money, and that seemed like a no-brainer, money in the pocket. But and I would say like I don't know. I don't have an answer for you. We saw it coming. We said that it was going to happen. We decided not to bet it, and I'm sure if we bet it, it would have been an exhilarating game. So I think that's what we got to start doing now.
Yeah, having nightmares of lost money. Yeah, if we bet it, Pogba would have scored that chance.
Oh, Bruno as well.
Yeah,
Bruno had a good chance. Yeah,
Bruno had a good chance too. Yeah,
the big games this year have been exceptionally disappointing. Not that I've made a point to not that I don't schedule out times to watch them because it seems like every single big game this year has just been a letdown.
All of them except for Spurs United. What a game that was.
Yeah. Cody's got to get his digs in. He is outnumbered as a Chelsea fan on here. Cody, why don't we go to you? You just saw Fulham play against your team. Who on this Fulham team is going to be the most troublesome and the most likely to score against United?
Lookman.
Yeah.
I'd have to go with Lookman. You could say Cavallero, but after Cam accidentally said that his finishing was good last podcast, he missed a huge chance. Like he definitely should have scanned that.
That's the absolutely commentator's curse, and I'm sorry for Cavallero if you happen to be listening.
I don't think it was a commentator's curse. I think it was just misplaced knowledge there. I think he was always bad.
Because I truly believe that if I didn't say that, then he probably would have scored. That's just how it works. That's how it works.
It's not like he was terrorizing the back of the net up until you said that, and then all of a sudden he missed his big chance. I think
that's fair.
Yeah, thank God I intervened there and
I also corrected
Sam to save the reputation of the pod. We can't be having out
I
there.
corrected myself as well.
Oh, did you, Cam?
Yeah, after.
Yeah.
Really convenient. After you got called out, you had to go back on your words.
I know. That's what I said. I said I wanted to correct myself if I said it was a good finish. I was just trying to compare him to Antonio at the end of the day.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a rough miss when you got Michael Nelson in a group chat saying he could have scored and that you looked clumsy. So one of the clumsiest soccer players we've ever seen play is calling out your coordination and saying, how do you kick it off your own leg? This is from a guy who broke his own leg attempting a ball roll. So consider yourself uncoordinated and clumsy, Ivan Cavallero. All right, moving along to the second half of that snooze fest. It was Liverpool going up against Burnley. Liverpool has not won in 4 matches for the first time since the 90s or something. I heard a stat like that today. That's a little bit crazy. Burnley, traditionally in these spots, ship 5 or 6, the floodgates open up. Cody, do you see that happening again? And Liverpool laying a beat down, letting out some frustration? Or is this a Burnley frustration? Is this a Burnley frustrate them game?
I'm going with the Burnley frustration.
Ooh,
Liverpool haven't scored many goals lately. Burnley is good against everybody except for Man City, so I can see I'm hitting the under on this game. I don't think there's gonna be many goals.
Yeah, I'd like to correct myself. Actually, I think I said first time they haven't won since the 90s. That's not true at all because Liverpool's been bad. It's the first time they've gone 3 games without scoring since the 90s. Which is something when you consider the riches they've got there. Sandy, we've been talking about this in the group chat a little bit, at least Kieran has. Does Jota walk into this team as soon as he's back fit? Or does Firmino still offer enough to Liverpool to be in the starting 11?
I don't think they'll drop Firmino. It's a little disappointing what he's been doing lately. It seemed like he kind of turned the corner like a month ago and banged a few goals and looked like he was kind of getting back in his swagger back a little bit, but I think they might try. They did that for a little bit when they're all healthy. They'd roll out all 4 of them. I'm not sure exactly how that worked for the team. I can't really remember what their lineup was looking like, but I think they tried playing all 4 of them. Worked out decently. I imagine they'll try something like that. I mean, it's not like they have an embarrassment of riches in midfield, so you can kind of afford to drop one of those guys. I don't know. Is Jota once he's supposed to be back?
Who knows? Whatever the fantasy website says, plus 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, true.
I don't know. Can't come back quickly enough for Kieran's fantasy team. That is for sure. Brother Keegs. So we saw Liverpool go with a Henderson-Fabinho center back partnership. Now playing against a lazy Anthony Martial is one thing. Playing against a boisterous Chris Wood and Ashley Barnes is a completely different animal. Do you think they go with those 2 center mids against those 2 big boys? And if so, do you see Burnley having any success?
Well, I'm not sure what Matip's fitness situation is. So I imagine once he's back from injury or whatever's been keeping him out, he'll walk into the lineup just because, I mean, they need to get one of those guys back into the midfield, hopefully for them. But yeah, I could see them playing them there. And I said in the United game when Cavani came on, I thought, well, I mean, Cavani's one of the most instinctual strikers around. He's been around the block. He's scored all the goals. So I was like, well, this is perfect because he just knows the movement of a striker. And I figured a couple center mids that are just dropping into center back to cover some holes don't really know the intricacies of the striker movement. So I thought it was a perfect matchup for Cavani. Unfortunately, it didn't work out that way. So I'm hoping Wood could cause a bit of havoc here, but I just doubt the service will be seriously lacking. I don't expect to see anything.
Yeah, fair enough.
Do you think Liverpool is going to sign someone maybe in January? Because, I mean,
That was
Matt
the
Tip
next
will walk
question.
back in, but
Mhm.
he'll be stretcher back out 45 minutes later. The guy cannot stay healthy. He's an absolute
Yeah.
glass man.
That was my next question. I think Liverpool definitely should sign someone. I don't know. Has anyone been keeping their ear to the ground in terms of transfer rumors? Who's available out there?
Well, we're already halfway through January, and to be honest, I haven't really been hearing much about.
Yeah, I've only
Jones.
heard them trying to sign David Alaba or something like that.
Well, didn't he just sign with he signed a deal with Real Madrid to
Yeah,
sign
I was gonna
to
say.
go over in the summer. So
Yeah,
But Keegan, you know how the January transfer window works. It's like when you've got an assignment due in a couple weeks. You don't start working on it 2 weeks
Exactly.
in advance. It's the night before. Oh, okay, I better open this thing up, and then you're absolutely cramming to get it done. That's exactly how Premier League teams work with transfer windows as well. So,
yeah, so couple busts incoming, I'm sure.
yeah, exactly. How do you think United signed Fellaini? It was by the seat of their pants, last second of the transfer window possible, when they had the whole summer to do it and actually could have gotten him for cheaper if they signed him at the start of the summer, because of his buyout clause. Anyways,
Yeah, especially this year when the transfer window was open, like 2 months ago only. Teams are probably just, the upper management's just kind of sitting back. They're like, we deserve a break after that hectic summer. We'll wait till kind of the last week here.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
been too short.
See, it's exactly the same as a university student. Oh man, I've been working so hard lately.
Yeah.
I have a couple of drinks this weekend. I'll get started on that on Sunday. The Sunday scaries.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, guys. Just a short little slate this week. Not too many games, but we've got some bets for you. I guess I'll go first. I had my best week of the season. I hitting that West Brom bet and then hitting another away team winner draw parlay. So I'll start us out here. I've already placed my bets. Let me just pull them up here. And yep. Okay. So first things first, I'm not a huge amount of money being moved on this one, on this midweek, but I've got West Brom or draw. Like what I saw from them. Think they can keep it going. Like this number here. So West Brom to win or draw against West Ham. $5 on that, pays out 11, a little over 11. Of course, I'm going straight back to the well. I was unlucky to bet on Fulham against Chelsea and not get that win, I thought. So I'm going back to Leicester here as a home underdog against who I think is a worse team, Chelsea. $5 on that, pays out just under 15. I liked having a long shot parlay again last week. So, I'm going right back to the $1 long shot parlay. Aston Villa parlayed with Burnley. If one of these ever hits, I'm going to be super hype. That $1 pays out 180. So that should be a fun one to root for. And last but not least, I've got Manchester United to win and keep a clean sheet. They've been locking it down defensively lately. I think they squeak by this one 1-0 or 2-0. $5 on that pays out a whopping $13.12. So they're my 4 bets. 3 just kind of regular ones and a long shot parlay. Let's get into it. Sandy's bets here. Sandy, what you got for this week?
I like the Man United to win and keep a clean sheet. That's the Sandy special. I'm starting to introduce that to boys. You do that, get the little extra boost.
Yeah, I did think when I was making it. Yep.
So yeah, I'm not doing much this week either. I don't really like the games too much. I don't want to chase any action here. Just I'm trying to turn things around and have a big hit again. So I'm gonna keep things little. My big bet is gonna be not really that big, but I guess the majority of my money is gonna be on Leicester as well. I think, it's crazy they're an underdog here, and I'm not gonna say I'll be surprised if they don't win, but I think they should probably be favorites. So I'm gonna put 10 on them, and I'm gonna throw a cheeky 5 on Aston Villa, just for fun. I think they've always got a shot at beating anyone, honestly, and that line is huge, so it's similar like Liverpool Burnley. It's kind of crazy. And then I'm gonna throw 5 on the Liverpool Burnley under. I'm sticking with my boys Burnley. Keep it close here. I honestly don't think this will happen. I think Liverpool will probably rout them. We've kind of talked about the Burnley against big teams, kind of just folding it in, waiting for next game. That would probably be my guess, but the line is like Burnley under, or the under plus 170 or something like that. So if you get a Burnley under at big plus money, you take that every time.
Yeah, love it.
Unless you're playing City, and we know how that goes every time. So yeah, just throwing 20 down this week and hoping something hits.
For sure. You had Leicester, Villa, and the Burnley under. Yep. I like those bets. I like those bets a lot. Brother Keegs, so why don't, before you get into your bets, explain to us this new strategy you've got going here.
Kind of explain it as I go based on why I made each
Sure.
bet. Started off with a simple little West Ham United. Gets you above even money. You're going to put $5 on that. And then I'm going to take the over in Leicester Chelsea, $5 on that. And then here's a fun little bet for you. It is a goal after the 75th minute in the Leicester and Chelsea game. Both of these teams' expected goals takes a significant increase in the last 15 minutes of the game.
Were you able to find these odds? Like, these are odds you found, right?
Yeah, the odds, well, because it's like an over-under thing. So for every game it's different, but for them it's exactly 15 minutes. So the odds are 1.83. So it's not too crazy, but based on the numbers that I'm seeing, it looks like a decent bet right there. And then another one that I'm taking is Man City to have the first half as their highest scoring half. That's another one where their expected goals are significantly better in their first half than their second half. And I mean, the way they've been playing, they just kind of score a goal and then don't really do much. I don't know, Cam, what do you think about that bet?
I think that's actually a pretty good bet because I have a bet that's a little similar in terms of first half goals. So,
and not to mention the fact that their expected goals are significantly better in the first half, and it's actually according to the odds, the first half gives you better odds than the second half. So $5 on that pays out $15. The thing that I'd be concerned about with a bet like that would be both halves to tie, but whatever. And then the next bet that I got is Liverpool to win 1-0. I hope this one comes off. Put $3 on it to pay out $27. But in Liverpool's last 4 games, their expected goals they haven't got more than 2 expected goals. And Burnley, their last 2 or 3 games have been 1-0 losses. So Liverpool haven't scored better than 2 expected goals since they obliterated Crystal Palace. So I kind of really like the number there. And then the next thing I like would be Liverpool to win and keep a clean sheet. $5 on that. Pays out only $9, but still. And then Leicester to win because they're underdogs against Chelsea.
No extra for that one.
Nope.
All right, love it. So the last time I bet on highest scoring half was Thunder Bay Chill versus WSA Winnipeg, and I bet on the tie because I knew we'd shut them out, and we did, and it was plus money for it to be a tie, and they scored 0 in each half. So that's my highest scoring half story. Was
that a 1 day thing when the PDL was just happening on Bet365, or is that always popping up on there?
Fair bit. It's on there a fair bit, actually.
Insider trading, love it.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably should edit that part out, but
bet on yourself. I wasn't playing that game, by the way. I wasn't playing.
Wait, what was the bet you made again? Just so everyone, just to reiterate that.
Bet on my favorite hometown team, Thunder Bay Chill,
I've also
basically to keep a clean sheet against Winnipeg.
I also did that once where I bet my favorite hometown team to beat WSA, and I put $300 on it, and they won in Winnipeg.
I was not playing. I was purely a spectator, so can't get in trouble for that. I had the best seat in the house, right beside the field. All right. Who do we got next? I think so. Brother Keegs, Cody, guest on the pod, looking to bust out and actually have a positive week. you've got some fun ones for us, right?
Yep.
Let's hear them.
Let's do it. First rolling with a couple underdogs. I'm going West Brom against West Ham. West Brom to win that. I like the number. 5 pays 30. Then I'm going, since I hate United, let's roll with Fulham. 5 pays 30 there. Then not too confident with Leicester, Chelsea, so might as well split it. Pick the draw there. 5 pays 17.50. Then I'm going Liverpool, Burnley under 2.5. 5 pays 13.12. And then I got 2 goal scorers. We were talking about Antonio at the beginning. I'm going Antonio to score. $5 pays 11.25. And then my last bet is a cheeky one. I like the story here. Robert Snodgrass just got transferred to West Brom from West Ham, and now he plays against West Ham this week. So I'm going Snodgrass to score at any time. The odds are, I can't remember actually. It's like 6.5 or something like that. So, and he played 90 minutes last week. So I'm going 5 on that, pays 32.50.
You know, we're always looking out for those to score against his old team bets. Love that. And yeah, Snodgrass, always been a fan of his. Always a fan of slow wingers that somehow can still be effective. We love to see it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like those bets, Cody. A little, except for the Fulham one, of course, but makes sense. I just bet on them to beat Chelsea, so you got to return the favor. Coach Cam, you yourself have a new strategy as well. Are you going to win a bet this week?
I really hope so. I've always, after every pod, you say you're swinging for the fences. I always say I'm confident. I don't think I am. And after some self-reflecting, like I said, some soul searching, I look back in the first part of understanding that you aren't doing well is admitting when you're at fault. And I looked and I said, I am swinging for the fences. So I went for things that are more statistically in my favor. So my first bet, make sure you pay attention, everybody, because it's a little different, some of these bets. So my first one is a 4-team parlay with over.
So don't stop swinging for the fences here.
Okay, let me finish. It's a 4-team parlay, but it's over total goals. So in the Man City Villa game, I did over 2.5 goals in total. In the West Ham West Brom, I went over 1.5. In the Leicester Chelsea, I went over 1.5. And in the Fulham Man United, I also went over 1.5 instead of the 2.5. I usually do the 2.5. I usually find myself.
Those are all over 1.5 except for the Man City one, which is over 2.5?
Yes.
Okay.
That's $5, pays out $14.18. The next one is another 4-team parlay, but it has to do, again, I like to do the overs, but I have over 0.5 in first half goals for the Man City Aston Villa game, over 0.5 for first half goals in the Leicester Chelsea game, which means that I only need 1 first half goal from either team. And like Keegan's already mentioned, I have 3 games that I can remember on the top of my head right now where Manchester City scored a goal in the first half and ended up winning 1-0 or winning 2-0. So I did that. And then I parlayed it with a weird one, but it's over 2.5 number of cards in a match in the West Ham West Brom game and over 2.5 number of cards in a match for the Fulham Man United game. And I did that based off of Fulham Man United West Ham West Brom's average cards per game that they get. And the West Ham West Brom was like 2.1 something and Fulham was 3 point something and Man United was 1.5. So I thought if you add those numbers together, it's over 2.5 in all cases. So I decided to do that. $5 paid $20.57. My next parlay, I decided to do something that I've had probably my most success in betting has been the over/under on corner kicks, on total corner kicks. I'm a sucker for those. I do those just sitting by myself, spare time. Random Colombian games, random Brazilian games, random Portuguese league games. I just do the over/under in corner kicks. So I looked at Premier League average corners per game. It was just over 8. So I decided to do over 8 corners for every game this week. So I have alternative corners over 8 for every game.
What's the number on that?
Are those
The
parlayed
over-
together?
All 5 of them are parlayed together, and $5 pays out $21.91. So it's like the odds are super low. But
That just seems like a terrible value.
that it does seem terrible. You're right. It does seem terrible value, but like I said, I want to go purely on statistics. So
is the alternate over like the regular one is a higher number than 8?
yeah, I think
okay.
the other ones it was like 10.5 or something like that or 10 or something like that for most games. I
Then
think the
why
Man
wouldn't you
City
just
Aston
take
Villa
the
was
regular?
11.
Why wouldn't you just take
Because-
the regular number and hit all the unders if it averages 8 a game?
I was thinking of doing that, but then I just have terrible luck with unders. I don't. That's why I never do unders ever. I thought if the average is over 8, I'm just gonna go with the over 8, and hopefully statistically they all hit and the average stays the same, and I win some money. So all 3 of those $5. Then I wanted to do for those 3. Statistically, they should all hit. Statistically, I should be up a lot of money. So I decided to do a Cameron Pettick goal scoring one where I have Mikel Antonio to score at any time and Marcus Rashford to score at any time. I probably both those. $5 paid out $25.87. I usually bet $20, but I decided to bet $21 because we were talking about we always do the parlay with the big teams, with the favorite teams, and they never hit. So I thought I'm going to do a parlay with the opposite. I'm going to do a parlay with all the all 4 underdogs. So I'm parlaying West Brom to beat West Ham, Villa to beat City, Fulham to beat United, and Burnley to beat Liverpool. I'm putting $1 on that, so I'm going to be betting $21 in total. The odds are 6,480 to 1. So if this hits, I'm $6,480. If all 4 of those teams win, and I thought if there's ever a time for these 4 teams to win, it'd be the time that I decide to bet $1 and parlay all 4 of them together. But so I went with 3 bets that were just statistics from teams, from certain teams in terms of cards, from certain teams in terms of first half goals, and then the over for corner kicks. And we'll see how all that goes. But that's what I'm going with this week. Went a little soul searching. Hopefully it works. And hopefully I can drag myself out of losing money.
All right. Gotta love it from Coach Cam. Comes in saying he's gonna find the most statistically probable bets and then throw some money on a 6,850 to 1 long shot.
I had to stay true to my character as well. So that one was for the fans. Jacob Lowe, put your $1 you have on there and we'll see where it takes you.
Love that, Cam. Well, we're not going to, you're never going to lose points for not trying. It looks like you've been doing your homework this week. Appreciate that. All right, guys. I think that's just about going to do it for Banter Bets and BPL podcast from myself, Coach Cam, Brother Keegs, debuting new styles of betting this week. We got the XG Wizard and we got the Corner Kick Wizard. We'll see how that goes. Cody coming on and Fluff strutting his stuff again, hopefully winning some money this time. Sandy looking to keep it going. Myself, I'm looking to keep it going in the positives on the season. Let's win some money this midweek and glory Man United, top of the table, and let's keep rolling. Thank you guys for listening. Oh, and if anyone wants to get in touch, banterbetsandbpl@gmail.com. Let us know. We're looking for guests. So if anyone wants to come on as a guest, then we'll take you. You don't need too many credentials. All right. Thanks for listening. Stay safe and bet even safer.